Hello and welcome to this fertility yoga class. So this class today is going to be a yin style class, which means it's going to be a lot slower. We're going to be holding poses for a lot longer than you might be used to in some of my other classes. And the reason for this is it allows a couple of things to happen in our body. It allows for our body to start to really let go. We're not going to push into any position, so we want to feel comfortable and supported in position. So we'll be using props a lot, and I encourage you to use as many props as you need to get comfortable. But then we're going to soften and relax, and it allows our joints and ligaments to just gently release any tension that they're holding without pushing or forcing into any poses. It's also going to let our mind do a couple of things. Now, if you are someone who is maybe type A personality like me, go, 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 always focused on productivity and doing, this might be a challenging class, but not for physical reasons. It might be a challenging class for you because it's going to ask you to slow down. It's going to ask you to get into that yin, that feminine energy, and really adopt this mindset of just being rather than doing, which can be really challenging. The reason for this beautiful practice is hopefully some of that energy will overflow into the rest of your life as well. And you'll see that it's actually okay to not always be achieving or doing. You can just let your body rest, and actually that's what your body needs to be as healthy as it possibly can be. If this is your first fertility yoga class with me, welcome. I have a free guide. I'll leave it linked below so that you can get started. This class is suitable for all stages of the cycle, whether you are bleeding or whether you are in your 2-week wait. We're not going to put any compression on the belly or build any heat, so you'll be fine. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments and let's get started. So like I said, we are going to be using some props. So if you have multiple bolsters, that's great. I recognize the fact that some of you may not have any bolsters, some cushions, some rolled up blankets, anything that is nice and soft and can support your body will work fine. So we're going to start in a child's pose. So I want you to take the knees nice and wide, and I just want you to position the bolster so that it's underneath your chest. Belly is going to hang nice and softly, and one of the reasons I want to encourage that is often I find when women are struggling with fertility, we've got a lot of tension in this area. We're holding tension, whether that be just tension from being stressed and thinking about this area and worried about this area, or we've been through some traumatic experiences, whether that be miscarriage or medical procedures that have looked into this area, and it just builds tension. So we really want to focus on letting that go today. So I'm just going to get you to rest your head down, either cheek, it doesn't really matter. Consciously soften through the shoulders and the face. Start taking a few deep breaths into the lower belly. So you might notice that you have an urge to shift or scratch or wriggle. I just want you to see if you can breathe through it, consciously reminding yourself to soften. You might find that your urge is about thinking, and your mind wants to make lists in this position about all the things it needs to do. See if you can breathe those thoughts away as well. Just be here with your body, with your breath. On your next breath, start to wriggle the fingers, slowly push into the hands. Come in, so coming into our butterfly pose. So in this one, you might want to bring a bolster under both knees to really support, so that as you rest here, that inner thigh isn't doing too much. If you are more flexible like myself, the knees can probably quite comfortably come down, and you might be bringing that bolster in front of you to gently lean forward and soften in. So again, finding the position that works for you. Trying not to judge your body in any way for its abilities or inabilities. It just is. There's no right or wrong. Breathing through any sensations that arise. Obviously, if it's pain, you're welcome to move, but sometimes sensations just arise. They might be physical manifestations of emotions. They might just be our body releasing, sinking in a little further. Try to observe your body and be curious, without judgment, without fear, without getting caught up in a story, just noticing. And then slowly coming all the way back up. I want you to just bounce those knees a little bit, just releasing that tension once more. And then we're going to move into our second last pose. So I want you to bring the bolster back in. We're going to put the legs over the bolster. Use the arms to support yourself to come all the way down. Now you've got a few options. You can stay here if this is the most comfortable for you. If you would like a little bit more opening today, we're going to use that bolster as we press into the feet. Shift the bolster underneath the hips. So it should feel quite supportive here. You can stay here with the feet grounded, or you can stretch the legs out. So this will be quite intense after a while. Again, you might want to bring the feet in a little bit closer to lessen the intensity, or place some more supports under the legs to make it more comfortable. Do what's right for you. Rest the palms up if that's okay, and then settle in. Start to slowly wriggle fingers and toes once more. Draw the left knee into the chest, stretch that right leg out long. Swap sides. Do this a couple more times, just once more releasing that tension. And then pressing back into the feet, rolling the bolster back down so that it will support under the knees, ready for Ashavasana. I want you to bring the hands onto the low belly, so onto that womb space. Let the shoulders be soft. Let yourself breathe deeply. Letting your entire body be supported by the floor and any props that you're still using. Resist the temptation to check the time, to wonder when this will end. Allow yourself just this gift of being present to this moment without that need, that urge to constantly move forward. Give yourself the gift of knowing that you are worthy and valid here in this moment without any achievements, without any major life events happening, just because you are here living your beautiful life. You are worthy. You are enough. When you're ready to start to stretch the body long once more, waking yourself up, maybe rocking and rolling those legs from side to side a little. And then in your own time, rolling to one side and coming up to have a seat. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. Thank you for being brave enough to sit in stillness. It can be a really challenging practice. And if you had anything come up for you today in your practice and you would like to share, you can either leave it in the comments below or you can personally email me if it's something a little bit more private that you would like to share. Thank you again. It is honestly an honor to practice with you wherever you are in the world. I'll see you next time. Namaste.